Hi, my name is Kelsey, and I will be doing a speech on leisurely reading and how people are not reading as much as they used to. Groucho Marx once said, "Outside of a dog, a book is a man's best friend. Inside of a dog, it is too dark to read." I love reading, and I believe that people don't read enough. Some people read because they have to for school and work, but a lot of people do not just sit down and read a book for leisurely purposes. Growing up, I would go to the bookstore more importantly, I would go to Barnes and Noble with my dad. Ever since I was a kid, we always loved books. I have four brothers, and none of them would read. They only read if they have to. They're not really, school guys either. So my dad and I, that was something that we shared. And to this day, we love going to Barnes and Noble and browsing through books and talking about them. And he's always asking me what I'm reading, and I always talking about what he's reading, and it was just something that we've always really shared. So this topic is especially personal to me. So why are people not reading as much anymore? Well, first of all, people are not reading as much anymore because of just how the world is so tech now. Like with the electronic devices and the internet, social media and television. Reading to most people is work. It's not just sitting in front of a TV and watching a television show. It's, you have to pick out a good book, and actually commit to reading it. And if once you start the book, you would like to finish it. And sometimes people will pick up a book and not finish it, and then they'll just have to start all over again. With a TV show, it's pretty easy to get through a 30-minute television show. So we live in an age when there are so many entertainment choices. We need to be mindful on what we choose to consume. So there's an example. So 1 in 4 people did not read a book in the last year. Reading takes more time and effort than other types of social media. And leisurely reading is at an all-time low. Like I said before, people only will read if they have to for school and work. Now, education is a big factor on leisurely reading. Now, if someone has education, if they have anything higher than a high school diploma, college, graduate school, they have read a lot of books that they had to in school, but then also they're probably going to be leisurely reading more commonly than someone who has a high school diploma or less. Now, watching movies, television, and stuff on the internet is not as good as reading a book. Now, you can watch something more modern, and that's fine. But with books, they're old. They're really, really old. I mean, as old as the Bible. You can pick up a book and learn about what that person was writing about like 200 years ago, and read, poetry, fiction, stuff that was going on in that day and age, and actually understand it. There are some television shows that, yes, are historic, but reading about it is so much better than watching it. Now, books exercise your brain. They make you see, they make you imagine and decode the story from grouping of the letters. You can imagine what's going on in this type of world that this person has created that you will never experience. I mean, they can make amusement parks for you to go and experience Harry Potter Land and Marvel, just other stuff ran from books, but it's better to read about it and then just kind of like imagine what that world is like in your own way. And the lack of reading, as well as the rise in ebooks, is causing bookstores and libraries to die. And this is a great loss to our culture, and it would be a true personal loss to me, because I love going to bookstores and libraries, and if I don't have that, then what else would I have to live for, really? I mean, that's what I love. I love when I'm upset about something, or I'm thinking too much and I'm having a hard time making a decision and I need to just relax. I go to Barnes and Noble, or I go to any other bookstore. There aren't as many local bookstores anymore. They're closing down, and eventually, I hope this never happens, but it might happen to Barnes and Noble, and that would be a tremendous loss. So I urge you to pick up a book and start reading for leisure. It can be any book. You know, reading enhances the mind and the soul. Go to a local bookstore, support them, and buy a book. Reading is much more influential than watching television. Books were the first form of entertainment, and let's keep it alive and embrace the many written words by so many literacy scholars.